Let's take a run through problem 6.7a, a price allocation decision. We're working our way through revenue recognition. This is step 4, allocate the price to the performance obligation. So we're going to have multiple performance obligations. We're going to figure out how much of that price that the customer is paying gets allocated to each obligation. Apex Medical creates high-end medical imaging equipment. On January 1st, 2031, they enter into a $450,000 contract with City Hospital to provide a medical device, the Scanner X1, and a 3-year maintenance plan. Additional information: Apex sells the Scanner X1 separately to other customers for $380,000. Apex does not normally provide a standalone maintenance plan, but competitors provide similar 3-year maintenance plans at a market price of $100,000. Okay, so when we're allocating the price to our obligations, the ideal world is we have a market price for both, and we do have an internal market price for this 380. We can infer a market price or get a market price from competitors. This is best case scenario. This is what you would want to do, right? You would want to have a standalone selling price to allocate to your performance obligations, and we have our own standalone selling price. This is the gold standard. The second best thing to do is, if we don't have our own standalone selling price, if we can find a good market price, that's totally a suitable way to figure out how much to allocate. We'll do exercises where there's no market price, and then what can we do? And problem 6.8 and problem 6.9 look at 2 other options here, but this is the best option. So okay, it says allocate the transaction price $450,000 across the 2 performance obligations, the delivery of the scanner and the delivery of the 3-year maintenance plan. And so let's do that. So the scanner and the plan, I'll just call it the plan, the maintenance plan. The standalone selling price of the scanner is $380,000. The standalone selling price of the maintenance plan would be $100,000. So we're giving them what would sell on its own for $480,000. We're giving it to them for $450,000, and we got to figure out, okay, what's the share that goes to the scanner and what's the share that goes to the plan, given that these are only selling for $450,000, not $480,000. So we just take $380K over $480K, and we figure out what ratio here is, and this is 100 over 480. And we'll get those as a percentage, 380 divided by 480. So 79.17% of this is going to go to the scanner. 100 divided by 480. 20.83% is going to go to the plan. And it's multiplied by the actual price that we're trying to allocate, which was $450,000. So 20.83 times 450. 93,750 and 79.1, and it was 666,667 times 450, and that's 35. Oh no, I've messed up. Divide by 100. I had a 0 here. 356,250. 356,250. And if you've done it right, these should add up to 450. And it certainly does. And you might mess up with some rounding. That's why I took more decimal places there, just to be more certain about my rounding. So anyway, the scanner is going to have $356,000 assigned to it or allocated to it. And the plan, the service plan, which is a 3-year maintenance plan, is going to have $93,000 tied to it. Now, the scanner, as soon as we deliver the scanner, we've earned the revenue. The plan, though, is going to earn out over 3 years. It's unearned revenue initially. Provide or prepare a journal entry for January 1st, 2031 to record the sale, assuming the scanner is delivered immediately and the transaction is on account. Okay, so our debit is to accounts receivable on January 1st, 2031. Debit AR, and the amount of the AR is $450,000. We are going to credit sales revenue and maybe even device sales revenue. device sales revenue, and the amount is $356,250. Our other credit is to unearned revenue. Now, most often when we have unearned revenue, we've already received the cash, but in this case, we can record it as unearned revenue, even though, we haven't got the money yet, but because we're due the money within 30 days. This is an unearned revenue situation. We can record it as such. So credit unearned service revenue or unearned maintenance revenue. For 93,750. And there we have it. We've solved 6-7A. As always, I hope the videos are helping. And if they are, I hope you're helping me too. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye. The next video in our series is right up here. And if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.